Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're going out logging today. I got the tractor all set up, ready to go. On the other side of those doors, it's a balmy single-digit wind chill. So I'm bundled up like the little brother from Christmas Story. Got about 20 pounds of clothing on, it feels like, so that's not so much fun. I know you guys up north are probably laughing at me, but you can keep it. I didn't sign up for this, but the ground should be frozen. Should be a nice day for logging anyway, although a little bit brutal. So I'm gonna get this tractor fired up and we're gonna get out there and get after it. Frozen. How to hook up the logging wagon. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about equipment on this video because I made a video in the past giving you my whole setup here. So you can go back on the channel, look in the logging playlist, and you'll find out all about my setup here. But we just hooked up the logging wagon that I built out of an old wagon running gear. So now we're set up, we're ready to hit the woods. Where are my farmers at? How many of you guys out there have ever backed up a hay wagon? If you know, you know. I might have done that a time or 200 before. Well, we made it out here. I got my wagon unhooked. Don't make fun of me, it's cold. I got the cold job too. My dad's here with me. He's gonna do the felling. That's typically the way we work. He does the felling, I do the skidding, I pull it out and trim them to length. It's just the way we've always done it and it works pretty good for us. So he's starting there on a piece of firewood. That's a chestnut oak leaner. Had a big hook in it. It was never going to be a saw log, so that goes out for firewood. In the last video, I talked about what I'm doing here. This is a thinning operation. We're not clear cutting or anything like that. So I'm taking out my worst first, and we're saving our nicest trees to make a nice stand of timber. So we're going to get this bucked up and sort it out. So in the past, the way we've always worked this is I put the firewood on the wagon, I stack the saw logs out here, and then I come pick up the saw logs with my truck. Well, my truck's not here right now. That's going to be another subject for another video coming up. So I need to get these saw logs back to the mill. So I'm going to load the saw logs on the wagon. I'm just going to stack up this firewood out here and pick that up with the truck later. So my dad's trimming up the firewood now. I'm selling this as log length firewood. So he's keeping it in longer lengths. I'm just gonna stack it up here on the edge of the road and make a pile that I can pick up later. You want to chain it or tong it? Sorry about that. A little dusty there. So for those of you who have never logged with a tractor, it is an exercise of extreme patience. They just don't maneuver the same as a skidder or something like a skid loader or something like that that is very good in tight spaces. It'll frustrate you more times than not. And by the end of the day, my clutch foot is about wore out. Because there's just a ton of back and forth maneuvering, trying to get lined up on all these weird angles to scoop stuff up. It's not the most fun thing in the world, but it's the equipment I got, and for the scale I'm working on, I make do with it. Well, it's my turn to do some cutting. This saw hasn't been started in like 2 months, so I'm sure this will go fine. I did put fresh gas in it this morning. So there is one tip I'll give you guys, not that I'm an expert, but one thing I've found from doing this for a couple of years, efficiency is the key, especially if you're working with less than adequate equipment. So the way I always try to operate is make as few moves as possible. So my skid road is here, which probably doesn't look like much on camera, which is fine. That's what I'm going for. If it looked like a super highway, I'd be doing something wrong, trying to do this low impact. So I drag my turns out here, cut them. I'm gonna swing the tractor around, put them over on my pile, and then once I dump them, I can back directly back down my skid road. So I'm not making 100 3-point turns here trying to do that. So if you're working in tight space like this with a tractor, it really does pay to plan out what you're doing before you start, because it'll save you a tremendous amount of time over the course of a day. So 2 things were bound to happen on this video. Number 1, my camera froze up. Just solved that problem. You don't know how difficult this is to film when it's this cold. And number 2, we got a wiener. We had one hang up. It's almost impossible when you're in these thick stands of timber. It's gonna happen. So we're just gonna hitch up here with a chain and pull it down. Not a big deal, but kind of a nuisance. Slows you down a little bit. Well, that took all 42 horsepower that this little Kubota has to get that down. Finally, we're getting a little bit of saw log action here. Yeah. Well, it's after lunch and a little bit of a role reversal now. I'm running the saw and my dad's running the tractor. I don't mind at all. I'd rather be on my feet, hooking and unhooking chain and running the saw. It gets old after a while. You'd think the equipment operator position would be more desirable, but I don't think either of us particularly like it. So I'm gonna go size up the next log here and get it knocked down for him. So you guys might say that we're not real loggers, and I would agree with you on that statement, but I can tell you we're really logging, and I know that because we just had a hose blowout. We're broke down. I gotta go get a hose made, so that's gonna be the end of the day for us today. I do want to show you this beautiful load of oak veneer logs we managed to pull out though. Yeah, maybe not so much, but hey, I really can't complain. These will make excellent flooring logs. I'll even get a few grade boards out of it. Mostly chestnut oak and 2 red oaks, so that's what we got in saw logs for the day. I would like to see a few more, but it is what it is. Also got a pretty good stack of firewood. Most of what we cut today was firewood, so got 2 stacks of firewood going. So all in all, not a terrible day. Sun's out, warmed up a little bit. I get to get this tractor back, hopefully before I run out of hydraulic fluid, and go fetch a hose. So typical logging fashion, it's costing us more than we're probably making on the deal, but it is what it is. It's the joy of working in the woods. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.